as well. We want to be sure everybody can get this information. And so we just started the recording for those of you that are joining. We've got everyone joining here too. And I'll let you, Caitlin, because your dear friend and sweet Destinee has offered to join us 8 a.m. from Hawaii. And yeah, we're so excited to hear from her experience and expertise. So over to you.
Yay! Well, I just also wanted to start this off with a good old cheers to some water and start this call with the best water ever and to 2026 because this is day 4 of our hydration challenge and the beginning of a new year in 2026. So I'm so grateful that we are here with everyone on the screen or watching and just really tapping into deeper hydration this year and true full body wellness. So I am so grateful that you're here and I'm super excited to welcome Destinee. As Linnea spoke earlier, Destinee's joining us from Maui, Hawaii. She's been a water warrior now for 6 years, right? A little over 6 years. And she has been someone that I have personally turned to for the last 5 years of really diving deep into to water. And I just truly value and honor her education and her energy. And I'm just so excited that you're here. So thank you, Destinee, for sharing your knowledge and energy with us today.
Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, Linnea, for having me. I'm so excited. And congratulations to everybody who's on day 4 of your water challenge. Drop a 1 if you're doing a hydration challenge with Water Warriors right now. Yeah, I know. Perfect. Amazing. Cool. I know that there's a lot of people that are going to be enjoying this recording today. So I am just going to dive into it. I am so excited to be here. I'm going to share a little bit on the screen. I have a presentation for you. I know we have some more people that are just jumping in right now. This has been a passion for mine for 6.5 years now, and I never thought in my wildest dreams that this would be something that I would be obsessed with. And I used to be a chef, and so obviously I used water all the time, but never thought about it. And as I became a mom, everything really changed for me. Just really understanding and needing to understand where things come from. So it is such an honor to be here with everyone. And I just want to dive into it. I've got a lot of education. I want to make sure that we just share what's going on and leave room at the end for questions. So let's see. I'm going to share my screen and get going here. All right. All right. If you cannot see this, just come out and yell at me. All right, you guys, we're going to go into this right now. We are going to talk about reverse osmosis and some other popular filtration options. And with that being said, I want to start this call by sharing that I'm just here to educate. Okay, I have had multiple different types of water filtration options before I really landed with what we'll talk about at the end of this presentation and what a lot of you are drinking right now on the challenge. But this is all about education, right? This is just about learning and uncovering the actual science and reality of what filtration options are out there. And we're really going to go into the 2 most popular ones that people have invested in. And if you have invested in reverse osmosis or gravity-fed filtration, then I just want you to know that you are amazing and congratulations because you care about your water. Okay, so you've already won. Now we're just going to go a step further and really kind of pick apart what they are and just learn more. And that's what we're here to do is educate ourselves. All right, you guys, nice to meet you. I'm Destinee. I'm a mom here on the island of Maui. I live a very active lifestyle. I'm very health focused and intentional with my time and my passions. I spend a lot of time in the ocean. I'm free diving, surfing with my daughter. trying new ocean sports. If I can, I'll be hiking. I'm working out. I'm very proud to have the body and the health that I have, and I don't take it for granted. And I absolutely love the ocean, the outdoors, and it's really my vision and my mission is to help other parents and people be able to stay young and feel incredible and be present for their children and be present for their grandchildren. I always say, like, let's bring on the surfing grandmas. Like, that's what
What
we're
is
here for. Um, and then here's a picture of my daughter, myself, and my business partner and dear friend Annie. And this is a water demo I've done a bunch of water demos. I absolutely love them. The visual representation of what's going on with the science is so much fun. In 2019, in 2016, I became a mom and I was learning about what was in our food and really started to dive into GMOs and all of that. We all know what exists there, but it really made me kind of shift into what was going on with water. I'd never really paid attention to that, right? So in 2019, I invested in our water ionizer and my migraines were gone. I had been suffering from pretty bad migraines, investing in CBD, just kind of realizing that this was going to be my life. That was going to be something I was going to live with. Little did I know that my brain was just not hydrated. Um, and at that point, I had had reverse osmosis, and then I actually lost my milk supply during that time, got a Berkey, gained a little bit of it back. And then I was still having these migraines. And so I figured that, okay, I guess that's what it is. And then a video and some information came into my life that really changed my life in many different ways and shapes and forms. And I've been able to help others really feel incredible too. So there have been hundreds of people helped within my organization, within this business, for the last 6.5 years. Okay, which is really great. Children, families, people with chronic illnesses and issues going on with their body that they just didn't know. Another incredible part about what we do is we have removed thousands of plastic water bottles from the environment, from most likely making it into the ocean. Single-use plastic. We have really put a huge dent in, this sustainability world that we're looking to really create here. I know a lot of us are passionate about that. And then we've had endless health testimonies within our community from people who only change their water. So it is just an honor to be on this mission with many of you water warriors out there. All right, so let's go into this. And if you guys have any questions, please drop them in the chat, write them down, save them for later. If you're watching this recording, write them down as well and go ahead and reach out to whoever sent you this recording and make sure that you get your questions answered because we want to make sure that we help you understand everything. So what is reverse osmosis and why? So RO is a water filtration process. It uses pressure to push water through permeable membranes, okay? This is what it looks like over here. It removes contaminants like chlorine, heavy metals, fluoride, bacteria, and other dissolved solids, leaving very clean and purified water. Wonderful. Okay, it's a great system, but let's see. Where did it start, right? Where did it come from? The use of RO actually originated after World War II. They were looking to develop a method to desalinate water, okay? It was going into the industrial phase. They were starting to make a lot of cars. Big things were happening. Things were booming, right? They needed clean water. So they figured out how to desalinate essentially ocean water. It was for potable use. It was to cool machinery, to feed boilers, to purify water for pharmaceuticals, for electronics. And so that's really why it was created. Over here, you can kind of see the RO system. If you're not familiar with it, it's extremely extensive. There's quite a few cartridges, and then there's a storage tank normally, right? And it's all about pushing water and flowing it through. Most of these storage tanks, pretty much all of them are plastic. I think 99.9% of this whole system ends up being plastic besides the storage tank as well. So that's a little bit of like what it is and why it was created. Oops. Sorry. Uh-oh. My dad. Okay. Okay. Thanks, you guys, for that. All right. So why has it become so popular? It's affordable, it's available. Walmart, Costco carries RO, right? You can buy them off Amazon. This removes harmful substances and it gives you peace of mind, which is all things that we really need and desire in our home when we're looking for clean water. So what does it remove? It's removing bacteria and viruses. It has a high effectiveness, but it's not always going to be 100% complete in that. Okay, so RO systems will remove chemical contaminants. They'll also remove sodium, chloride, arsenic, fluoride, radium, sulfite, calcium, magnesium, potassium, and phosphorus and nitrates. Okay, so it also removes, because it removes everything, it's also removing 92 to 99% of beneficial calcium magnesium. So what is the big deal? Why is that the issue, right? Why is the World Health Organization saying that RO water is not supportive and good for our bodies? We need our minerals, okay? So after analyzing hundreds of studies, on demineralized water, the WHO released a report saying it has a definitive adverse influence on the animal and human organism. RO water, for even just consuming it for just a few months, can actually create serious side effects. A lot of side effects from reverse osmosis won't be felt right away. It's a compound effect that happens with this. It's just your body not receiving essential minerals and your calcium, magnesium that you need naturally through the water over time. And that does have that compound effect. So there, let's see. The effects of most chemicals commonly found in drinking water manifest themselves after long exposure. However, only a few months of exposure may be sufficient consumption time effects from water that is low in magnesium and or calcium. So the Czech and Slovak populations began using RO water-based systems for final treatment for drinking water in their home taps for 2 years. And within several weeks or months, various health complaints had popped up, right? Which is tiredness, weakness, muscular cramps. It's essentially dehydration. So we'll kind of walk into that, what that looks like. But there are essential minerals that we need from our water that are naturally occurring. That's really the base of this. Because RO water is stripped of minerals, it becomes more aggressive. So when it's consumed regularly, it's going to pull the minerals from whatever it comes into contact with. It's going to pull the ingredients, whatever the makeup is of whatever it comes into contact with, including the body and whatever container it's stored in, especially plastic. So if you go to the supermarket and you see all these fancy plastic water bottles, you look at the ingredients, more than likely the first ingredient is going to be filtered water through reverse osmosis is what it will say. And so what's going on there is the RO water is actually pooling from that container. So it's soaking up the contaminants, the BPA-free plastic particles, all of that. Even though it's BPA-free, it's still, it's really detrimental to our immune system, to our endocrine system. So it's doing that to our body too. It's literally pulling from our body, from our bones, from our tissues, right? Instead of adding to it, instead of supporting it. So this means that the minerals being consumed in food and vitamins are being urinated away, right? It's being pooled. Less minerals are consumed, plus more minerals are being excreted equals serious negative side effects and big health problems. So this is a big question. So can mineral content be balanced with diet? No. Reduced mineral intake from water was not compensated by their diets, with low mineral water was responsible for an increased elimination of minerals from the body. So basically what they're saying is there's not a way to really compensate for that. So there's people will say, okay, well, I have the mineral cartridge in my RO water system. Okay, that's another cartridge, right? This is a fabricated material. This is fabricated in somewhere where it's put into this plastic cartridge, these minerals, and then it's added to the water. These are not naturally occurring minerals. So it's been demonstrated that consuming water of low mineral content has a negative effect on our homeostasis mechanisms. And that's what we want. We want our body to stay in homeostasis. That's where we thrive. That's where our body heals, where our skin looks amazing, where our brain functions right. So this can lead to the dilution of the electrolytes dissolved in the body water. Inadequate body water redistribution between compartments may compromise the function of vital organs. So this has a kind of a ripple effect through our body with what it does. Now, you guys, this is just science right here when it comes to RO water that we're learning about. When I first started learning about this, I was really mind blown. And then I looked back on when I was actually drinking this water and I was like, wow, so many things make sense from that, right? I lost my milk supply. I started getting these headaches that turned into migraines. It all kind of started at this spot. And I was already in a really busy time of my life with a brand new baby, working out. I live in Hawaii. It's warm. I was drinking tons of water, seriously, a gallon a day still, but it was just not supporting my body and what I needed for the vitality that my life really called for. So why minerals, right? Calcium and magnesium, these are really, really important for us. Calcium, strong bones and teeth, proper nerve signaling, healthy heart rhythm and muscle contraction, intracellular communication between cells, and normal blood clotting. We need calcium. It's a naturally occurring in our water. It is what we were intended to drink, was this natural occurring mineral-rich water. Then we have magnesium, activating over 300 enzyme-driven reactions in the body. Magnesium, you guys, it's in natural water, right? We want to keep these. Energy production and ATP metabolism, the transport of key minerals, sodium, potassium, calcium across all the cellular membranes, protein and DNA synthesis, healthy nerve signaling, and muscle contraction. These are vital. We were intended to consume these, right? From nature. Like, this is what God put this in our water to make sure that our bodies were receiving this. We want to try and really do our best to make sure we harness that. And to kind of remind us all, fabricated minerals from the store or the added mineral cartridge, they're not naturally occurring. Okay, our bodies have a very difficult time recognizing them. Also, their absorption rate depends on hydration. So, if you're adding your own minerals, it's going to have everything to do with the water that you're adding it to. If it's dead, super acidic water like RO is, it's going to have a really hard time. Your body's not going to be able to really absorb that. So you do end up urinating it all out. So pH and ORP of RO water. pH means potential of hydrogen. ORP is oxidative reduction potential. I know this is really scientific, and believe me, I never thought that I would be talking about things like this. I failed science. But I am so excited to learn about this stuff, and it continuously blows my mind. So pH, potential of hydrogen. Okay, so we have acidic water down here. Acidic foods really stress our body out. You know, our environment's already acidic. So for us to be able to balance that with the one element that we need to consume every single day and we need to live is so vital. And then we have our alkaline, right? And we're going to talk about naturally alkaline. This is an alkaline water. This is going to be a natural occurring alkalinity through ionization, which we'll tap in at the end. This is going to just keep your body, right? Pushing away oxidation, stress. It's going to just keep your body in balance, right? So we've got an acidic environment and we bring alkalinity in through our food and our water. We're looking for a balance here. So, you know, you've probably seen this shared before. Illnesses thrive in acidic environments, right? So here we have mineral water. It's a 7.4, 7.5 pH. Tap water is a 6 to 8 pH, neutral, okay? Now, just because it's a neutral pH, obviously tap water is containing a lot of other elements that we don't want in our body, and it's still dead water. Then we have RO water. That's a 5 to 7 pH. That's the same pH as many acidic drinks, alcohol, things like that. We have coffee, soft drinks. Soft drinks end up being close to like 4 or 5 too, just like soda water. A lot of people will drink bubble water, San Pellegrinos, right? Because it's just they like the feeling of the bubbles, but it's actually very acidic as well. Same as soda, just without the sugar. So you have soft drinks and sport drinks there. It's a very low pH. This isn't hydration. This isn't, it might taste good, but what it's doing for our body is really the anti-benefit of what we want it to do. And then we have a ORP scale. This is oxidation. Now we have great ORP meters that you can plug into different waters and see how oxidizing it is. So oxidizing means it's gonna create oxidative stress for our body. And it's a positive ORP. So we have tap water, bottled water, soda over here. What we want is an antioxidant, right? Antioxidants, you guys know how good those are. So with that, we want a negative number when we do the test. So our negative numbers, like ionized water is going to be over here like negative 400, 500, sometimes all the way up to negative 900 antioxidizing. That means it's really combating oxidative stress in our body. Green tea, vitamin C, all the good stuff is going to be on the negative ORP because it's removing oxidation. The positive number when you test these is going to be adding oxidation. So there's other risks that have been known and found out and studied with reverse osmosis over the years. Hypertension and coronary heart disease, gastric and duodenal ulcers, chronic gastritis, and I'm pretty sure I spelled that wrong. Sorry. AI does not make my slides. Pregnancy complications and several complications in newborns, infants, jaundice, anemia, fractures, growth disorders. Okay, again, we have a lack of minerals. This is what we need for our bones. Lack of calcium. We just went over how important that is. That also means that like if what we're ingesting when we're pregnant, you know, a lot of that is going to be a big factor in, you know, how our children are also created and born and built. And then, of course, it has a negative effect on homeostasis mechanisms, which we just saw through the pH, the ORP, the acidity of it. So this is interesting too. Use of RO water for cooking causes a substantial loss in all essential elements. As a chef, I decided that I was like, okay, I really want to learn about what's going on with this water when we cook with it, because we should always be cooking with whatever clean water we have. It was found to cause a substantial loss of all the essential elements from food, vegetables, meats, and cereals, up to 60% for magnesium and calcium, or even more for some of the microelements like copper, manganese, cobalt. Okay, really interesting that it's also pulling the essential elements in the food that we're using to make, you know, to make for our family. We want to make sure that the elements in these incredible vegetables, the meat that we're sourcing, those are also sustained and absorbed into our body. Again, BPA plastic is just as bad. These chemicals were altering on the chromosomes of mice. We won't get into that, but I just want to kind of show you what it looks like. These are all using reverse osmosis. And again, like we talked about, it's going to be leaching from whatever container it's in, and then going into the water, and from going into the water, it goes into our bodies. So there's some pretty packaging, but it's really not the best option, and it really does cost money over time. All right, this one's for my sustainability freaks right here. The amount of plastic and water waste created. Okay, so for every 1 gallon of consumable water, an RO system is going to waste between 3.5 to 4 gallons of water to create it. It's going to go out your, it's going to go out the sink, right? Underneath the sink, you won't even see it. You're just seeing what it's created. So it's the rejected contaminants, but the 4 gallons, it goes away, right? So where's it going? We don't know. It just goes. It's done. This water doesn't get saved. It's gone. So you can see the balance in what's wasted here. And then we can also talk about the plastic that happens. So these cartridges all have to be changed at different times. This is an extensive system right here, but there's multiple cartridges, normally 3 to 4, and each one of them needs to be switched at a certain time. And I can guarantee almost every time that I ask somebody, do you switch this one every 6 months? Do you switch this one every 12 to 14? And do you switch this one every, what's the other one? I think it's like 18 months. Most people are like, no. So there's a lot that needs to be taken care of for these to work properly, right? And to actually do what they say they're going to do. You have to have a calendar event to just switch these out. So let's just go over what we've learned really quick. This was invented for industrial use and desalination. RO water removes the necessary minerals vital to health, leaches nutrients from our body. It has a low acidic pH of 5 to 7. It has a positive ORP, meaning it's oxidizing, adding oxidative stress. It wastes water, and it shows that it's harmful to our vital organs, and it can cause health issues over time. All right, you guys, I'm going to take a sip of water really quick before we dive into this part. All right. Gravity-fed filtration or Berkey. Drop a 1 in the chat if you have this, have had it in the past. 1. Right? These are great. I'm not gonna, oh, there's someone in the waiting room. It's a good option. You're getting some clean water here. They're actually really great also to have on hand if there's some sort of an emergency and you need to go get water from the creek. Also, people have said that that's why they keep it. That's why they keep their Berkey, is because of emergency situations like that. And we'll just kind of tap into why, maybe that might not be the best idea. Again, I'm just here to educate you guys. This is it's really eye-opening too. So gravity-fed filtration, it's a simple non-electric water filtration method. It uses gravity to pull water through a series of filters. As the water slowly passes through, contaminants like chlorine, sediments, and some other impurities are reduced without pumps, pressure, or wasted water here. So let's go a little bit into Berkey. We'll just talk about Berkey really quick, and then overall we'll talk about gravity-fed filtration in general, okay? So there's a couple of things with Berkey, and we'll just talk about really quick the class action lawsuit. They have one going on. It's for false claims. Class action essentially means that many people decided to get together and put in a lawsuit due to the fact that they have false claims on contamination removal and certification. So it says they test for 3,000 gallons. However, their lab results say they only test for 200. So it's really important that we test our filters for the lifespan of them. So we want to make sure that those contaminants are going to be removed from the beginning we put the filter in until the 9-month mark, or whatever the filter says it can have, or how many gallons, okay? What happens a lot is that they'll test the first 20, 50, 100, 200 gallons without knowing that 100% of all the contaminants will be reduced and removed for the whole entire lifespan, okay? And so that's where NSF certification comes in. They said they had some, yet there is none. You can go on nsf.com or .org, I believe, and you can go check any water filter and see what NSF certifications they have. The fluoride filters were tested and they were starting to leach aluminum into the water, which was pretty scary too. So why is NSF so important? This is really important part of water filtration. It's an independent third-party verification that a water filter actually does what it claims to do. When a filter is NSF certified, it has been rigorously tested to confirm it reduces specific contaminants, is made from safe materials, and performs consistently over time. In an industry full of marketing claims, NSF certification is the gold standard that separates proven, trustworthy filtration from guesswork. The reason that a lot of people there will say, "Oh, well, our filters or our product is goes by NSF standards." That means it's not certified. So this is what I like to use as a comparison. Okay, let's say there's a company that makes brakes for a truck, right? This company that makes the brakes for the truck, there's two companies. And one company, their brakes are really expensive because they make sure that they're sent to a testing facility that they work, right? They do not want people coming back and being like, my brakes were faulty, I got in an accident, this, that, right? They're going through a whole testing to make sure they get a certification that says these are the best brakes possible. You will be safe with these brakes. Okay, these brakes are going to be more expensive because they went through this rigorous testing. Are they worth it? In my opinion, heck yeah. But then there's another company that's like, well, we're going to build the brakes. They're going to look just like that, right? We're going to make them look just like that. We're kind of going to mirror what they do, but we're not going to spend the money to get it tested. It's just too much money. And we want brakes that are cheaper so more people buy them. So we're not going to get that certification. It costs too much, but we're going to do all the things that they do and make it look like that. Okay, so that's the difference, right? It's like, okay, yes, it's more expensive, but you want to pay for, if you're going to pay for anything, you want to pay for an NSF certification, multiple of them, not just one when it comes to water filtration. So let's talk about gravity-fed water filtration. There's actually lots of different options out there. There's more countertop ones. You'll see some with stones and all sorts of stuff in it. It's amazing. I think it's great that there's more companies coming out with water filtration. Like, yes, we need that. We need more awareness. And then it just comes a point where we're like, okay, let's dive a little bit deeper into these. You guys have seen these water pitchers. The same kind of go for that as well. So it's a pour over, right? It means large particular size are going to get through. So it's less contamination reduction, let alone removal. With the water pressure from running water, which is what you want for a water filter, the holes can be much smaller in the filter. You want really, really small filter holes, like micron size, literally micron size. You want the pressure from the water to move through there, and that way you know that it's taking out the smallest contamination. But with the pour over, the holes in the filter are much larger because there's no pressure. It has to just naturally over time sink through those holes. There's no pushing through it. And so the contamination reduction is much less, right? Because a lot of the little things that are getting through those holes. And we really don't want the little stuff. The little stuff is the really bad stuff. Microplastics, you name it. So they're also non-airtight lids, okay? This allows bacteria and growth such as mold to enter. A lot of the times the top of gravity-fed filtration will be left without water covering them. That allows air in, that allows bacteria in, that allows mold to grow into these filters. And these filters are not cheap that go in here, right? I think there's like 2 to 4 now, and then 2 on the bottom that people buy as well. And there are other filter companies that are making them to fit in Berkeys. But again, it's about really the science of what gravity fed is. So then let's talk about the average need of water. So the average household needs about 1 to 3 gallons per person per day for drinking and cooking. That's a lot of filling. It's a lot of filling there. So it's an endless Yeah, she's got a whole hose she's putting in there. She's like, I had to fill this thing all day long. I remember waking up in the morning and mine would be empty. I'm like, oh my gosh. My husband would just come home from late and drink all the water and there would not fill up. And I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta wait like 15 minutes to make coffee and breakfast. And I could really use some water right now. I just slept for 8 hours without anything. Um, and again, it's slow filling for cooking water. These take up space too. They are like aesthetically pleasing, but they do take up space and they're not travel friendly, right? We want something we can travel with, which is really cool too. I've never seen anyone pack up a Berkey before and take it unless they're going for like a long trip or moving, um, which is possible. But again, here are just some other reasons why we're it's probably it's a great option, but it's not going to be the best. And I know that everyone here is looking for the best when it comes to our wellness. So what is the most supportive alternative? Let's talk about solutions, you guys. It's going to be proper pre-filtration and ionization. So we're going to get clean water and then we're going to activate it. Let's talk about pre-filtration, right? Or filtration in general. This filters out impurities, keeps the natural minerals. It's easy to set up, can go under the sink, you can travel with it. And then there's obviously whole house options too, if that was something you're interested in. And then we have ionization. If you're filling up water, you have been being loved and fed and hydrated by one of these beautiful machines right here. It separates the water through electrolysis and makes it rich in antioxidants, microclustered, a natural occurring alkalinity of 9.5, a negative ORP, and has over 100 other uses. So talking about filtration, because I want to make sure that we tap into that and let you know that there are absolutely incredible solutions for this. The drinking filter with the highest contamination reduction, which many of us use. I absolutely love mine and promote mine like crazy. It's NSF certified to remove over 80 contaminants, including chlorine, lead, PFOAs, excuse me, that typo, pesticides, VOCs, okay, tons of other stuff, arsenic, multiple NSF certifications. That's the thing. You want 3 of them, 3 to 4 of them. The company that we work with has all of them. They keep essential minerals in the water for taste and health benefits. As we went over, we need those essential minerals that are naturally occurring. They invented solid block carbon technology for powerful selective filtration, meaning that it selects, it knows what to remove, knows what to keep. Provides great tasting, clean, and safe water on demand. You have endless amount cooking, cleaning, making broths, making soups. You're filling up gallons for surf day. You don't have to stop and fill up anything. It's endless flow for you guys. Stainless steel housing, which is important for mold and bacteria growth. Just one housing, super simple. Low maintenance, and it's a trusted brand with decades of proven performance and reliability. Okay. So we can help you guys with information on that filter too, but I really want to dive into the truth of why so many people are having insane health testimonies when they switch their water, right? So even with the best filtered water in the whole entire world, it's clean, but it's still dead and slightly acidic. It might be on the neutral side, but it's most likely more on the acidic side. It's got a large cluster size, so it's still not as bioavailable to our bodies. So what is the final upgrade in securing the best water for consumption? We have medical grade water ionization. Okay, these machines, they turn dead water into active living water. If you've been filling up, you have seen the movement in your water, right? Like mine has just a million little bubbles on the side of the glass, right? I know that those hydration bubbles are going to be going into my body, absolutely going deep into my skin, into my organs, through my cellular membranes. I know that it's getting there. I know it. I felt it. It's literally cured my migraines. I'm not supposed to say cured, but you guys, it did. So, They produce multiple water types: alkaline, acidic, neutral, for drinking, cooking, cleaning, skincare. There's over 100 uses for these besides drinking. Sustainability bestie right there. They retain essential minerals in the water while adjusting pH levels. They generate antioxidant-rich, hydrogen-infused water that helps fight free radicals. Certified by Japanese hospitals, backed by 6,500 doctors. Platinum coated titanium plates, which is amazing. And they last over 25 years. And here you go. We talked about ORP and what that looks like. So this water is on the super positive side of that. It's going to be antioxidizing. Each glass, one of these glasses is equal to the same amount of antioxidants as 8 pounds of blueberries. Is that wild? And I speak for myself and many others when I say our immunity has been extremely high, if not pristine, since investing in this. So antioxidants battle oxidative stress. I feel like we kind of know what that is, right? We want to make sure that we're bringing into our body to really balance out what's going on in our environment. But here's some diseases caused by oxidative stress, okay? Do you know anybody, have you heard of these, right? There's a lot of this is caused by oxidative stress and dehydration. And then we have it's hydrogen rich. It has a very high concentration of molecular hydrogen. It acts as an efficient antioxidant that diffuses rapidly across the cell membranes and reduces free radicals, suppressing the oxidative stress. There's a lot of PubMeds. You can go ahead and write down right now molecular hydrogen water, and then also write down ERW water, and you can see the benefits there. There's a lot of studies on them. Here's some testimonies right here, you guys. We have so many more. I know everyone that is drinking this water has been for some time, can come up with at least one, right? Mental clarity, energy, weight loss is a huge one that we get a lot, right? It's just removing a lot of the stuff from our cells and our tissues that's just been stored there. So, yeah, here's some testimonies here if you want to check them out. The 2.5 waters helped my acne. Like I said, there's so many other uses. If you haven't seen the uses, please reach out and have someone send you over that PDF. It's so amazing and huge investment. Like I'm having just those other pH waters, the 2.5 in my home, like so many, I just clean everything with it. It goes to the beach with us. It kills staph, MRSA. So, not only is it supporting us through our body, but it's able to really support our household and really bring non-toxic living into our house and hydration. So that's the end of this presentation. I wanted to leave some time for everyone to ask questions. If you would like more information on any of the topics, please reach out to Caitlin, Lindsaya, and they can get you that information. I have a lot of different YouTube videos that I've done on different topics. I have one that dives even deeper into molecular hydrogen water, and I'm absolutely I just love sharing this because it's changed my life and I've seen it change so many other people's. And I just want to make sure that we share it because our voice is so important for us to speak, right? It's our tool. Hi, you guys. Thank you so much. All right. Were there any questions in the chat?
I love that, Destiny. Thank you so much for all that info. It was really great. Honestly, I appreciate it so much. Does anyone have any questions?
Well, I want to say something because I loved it. Thank you so much for coming and blessing us and all of these beautiful faces, all of these warriors here, like ready to amplify with new information. And I wanted to share that one of the things that is so powerful for me is that we like walk without shame, and you educate it in such a beautiful way that really acknowledges how powerful it is whenever we have curiosity around water. Like the moment we're curious, we're already doing better. And then it's like, and where and when are we able to shift something in the direction of making it even healthier? And you said that it has lots of other uses. So I wanted to share a couple things that really surprised me that I didn't know, because I'm like an organic, toxin free mommy. My oldest child is 21, and she's the one that changed the trajectory for me. And when Caitlin shared with me that I could literally use this for my produce wash, I was like, what do you mean? And right now, I have someone at my house that is helping me clean, and she just filled up her water bottle. I call it a water bottle, but her cleaning bottle, because I asked that they do it completely chemical free. And so whether you're cleaning or other people are cleaning, they can literally use that 2.5. So she's like going around my house, cleaning my home with water, which is like a game changer because it saves me money. The cleaning service is cheaper. They give me a discount because they don't have to use their own cleaning products. And even if you don't have anybody cleaning for you, the benefit of not buying those things, because even if they're used infrequently, sitting under the cabinet, they are still releasing those chemicals into the atmosphere. So they're still creating toxicity in our air. And those things were like huge eye openers for me. And you alluded to them, and I wanted to share here so that people could see clearly, because Caitlin made that such a like powerful, impactful thing that would make an immediate shift in our family. So thank you so much, Destinee. It was absolutely beautiful to learn from you. I have lots of things, and I'm grateful for the recording because I'll be going back and taking notes because I love learning. So thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that too, Lindsay. I mean, yeah, I could do a whole other hour on just the uses of everything and all the testimonies we have from that. And we can do that too. Always happy to. I love that, Jim. Filtered water for final rinse when washing dishes. Super smart, right? We're eating off of them. So I love that.
Destiny, I
Um,
think Lindsay Alio had a question. I just saw that pop up in the chat. So Lindsay, if you want to pop off mute and ask Destiny her question.
Great, thanks. Hi, thank you so much for your information. Don't mind my voice. It's my turn for this flu that is going around. Um, so my question is this water filter, is this just something that you do for the drinking water, or is this something that's like a whole house filter? I might have missed that part. I'm assuming it's just the drinking water.
Yeah, I mean, what we're really focusing on is a point of consumption. So it's cleaning your water and then activating it. Yeah, there are options for a whole house, and you can reach out to Caitlin and Lindsay about that as well. But right now, what we're talking about is just the consumption because um, with whole house, you have to make sure you have a specific type that's actually going to remove everything. Most of them only remove chlorine, and some contaminants, right? So you need a point of consumption no matter what.
That makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we moved, so we've been on a well versus city for like the last little over a year. So like this year I'm like really diving in. We have a whole house filter, of course, hard water. I have the Berkey, which I'm questionable about these days. But yeah, just trying to figure out like every phase. I need like to figure out my house filter. I want to get like my drinking water. I need to
Mhm.
do something about my shower water because my hair has like lost it since I've been on the well. And then last, just kind of question. I don't know if you're familiar with or if you have any feedback on like I drink Baja Gold Salt for to help with minerals. Is that anything you're familiar with?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm familiar with that one, but I'm sure you've checked it out to make sure that it's free of contaminants. Lead. I
Probably
know
not
that.
as much as you would.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I'll go
so
back
I
and look.
actually don't my partner is very specific on salts, and I was like, "Oh, I thought it like sea salt was just sea salt or whatever, you know?" So, yeah, just I would just check out the testing on that and what that looks like. But yeah, adding salt to your waters gonna be great for sure once it's clean. And then sounds like you have a Berkey, so you're essentially keeping the minerals, which is good, but you're in the well. What I would recommend, honestly, is there's a website called mytapscore.com, and I would get a test for your well, wells should be tested and treated every year. A lot of the times they're not, but this will give you an idea of what's in your well, and you can go from there. And then, yeah, we can offer a filtration option, and most wells have bacteria and viruses. A lot of the time, they're going to test positive for that and arsenic.
Okay.
So there are options for that, and yeah, we can help you out what that looks
Okay.
like.
Okay.
Mhm.
You'll probably be hearing more from me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. Allie,
Hey, I am off video because I'm cleaning house today, but thank you for taking my question.
absolutely.
So amazing presentation. I freaking love learning new stuff. So I'm all about it. And I've been getting my water from Caitlin and super close with Lindsaya. So we are talking all about this and all the water warriors here in Metro Detroit. And I'm doing the 21-day challenge. So I went to go pick up water and I took a couple gallons to my neighbor who is he is rallying from brain cancer actually. And I went over to do some craniosacral on him and just kind of drop off the water and talk to him. And his daughter came up to me and said, I'm a little leery about giving him high pH water with just, getting through the cancer treatment. What are your thoughts on giving him such high pH in his current state? And that's where I was stumped. I was like, I don't know. I'll have to ask. So that was going to be my question is where do you start with pH? Is too much pH not a good thing? Or maybe this is a question to do in another video.
That's a really great question, Allie, and I love that you're supporting him as well. So the only thing I would say is I would start with a lower pH for him. You know, there might be some acidity in his body. I would start with 8.5. Other than that, unless he's on a time-released medication, which my brother just went through cancer and he actually didn't end up on any time-release medication, but he drank 9.5 pH throughout his whole entire journey at Mayo, everything, and he was miraculous. He was people at Mayo were like, I don't know how you are able to walk 3 miles every day and go through chemo and radiation and everything. And he swears by it. So, I mean, I would start with a lower pH just to see if there's some acidity because there might be some there might be headaches or something or some sort of a detox that's coming. And just see how he feels, right?
Okay,
And
perfect.
yeah,
Perfect. So
and
my immediate response was just to have him sip it, like
yeah,
little sips, and then go based on how he felt. So exactly like what you said,
yeah.
you never want to just go full throttle into anything anyways. So okay, so that's perfect advice. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, your intuition was on it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we have 5 more minutes. Does anyone have a question? Anyone that want to come out or anything? Um, if not, we'll get going. Cool. Thank you guys for being out here. Thank you, Caitlin.
Yeah, thank you again, Destiny. Honestly, this was so great. Oh, Lindsay just posted something else in the chat. Uh, oh, I would be super curious to hear how your test goes. Oh, that was from Alora posted a test just to
Oh,
have results back.
for tap, you got my tap score. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll post that actually in the group for everyone that's in the Water Warriors group as well. So we can all check your tap score and go from there. But again, Destiny, this was really awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if we can have everybody come off, because I think I saw Heather over there like already saying thank you. So if everyone wants to come off mute and give a big thank you to Destinee, feel free. Come on off. Thank you, Destinee. Thank you, thank
Thank
you, thank
you.
you.
Thank
Yay.
you.
Thank you, Destiny.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Destiny.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Love you.
Mahalo.